love you, I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I love you, I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you,
I'm grateful for you.
I love you,
I love you
I'm sorry.
forever.
I love you, please forgive me. I love you,
I'm grateful for you.
I love you,
I love you
I'm sorry.
forever.
I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry. I love you, please forgive me. I love you, I'm sorry.
My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you, yeah. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you, yes. Oh Lord, my God, you are my strength. You carry me upon your wings. flow to me like a mighty river to my heart. Yeah. You are my life. You set me free. I will love you forever and ever and ever. Yeah, my soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. Yeah, yeah. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. Yeah, yeah. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. Yeah, my soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. Yeah, my soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you.
Glad to be with you on a Sunday. So wonderful that we get to be together. Yeah. Happy Sunday. Oh my goodness. I've been packing to go to Maine. I'm going to go to Maine and take Bodhi and Sattva with me. Tomorrow we'll be there for a couple weeks. And it's supposed to be a sunny day today, but we got a gray day here in the Green Mountains of Vermont. I invite you to place into the chat, letting us know where are you joining us from, and do you have an intention for today? Is there something you'd like to let go of, something you'd like to step into, something you'd like to embrace or embody? We'd love to know what it is, and I appreciate that. All right, so let's get started with a prayer. I'm going to say a prayer here. Grateful and thankful to join together in recognition of our wholeness and our holiness. So grateful to come together to give and receive love and support, and to relinquish attachments, relinquish any temptations, any addictive compulsive tendencies. We're surrendering it all to that higher Holy Spirit self, and we're opening our heart, opening our mind to the truth, embracing a recognition of the truth as our very life and being. We are coming together to accept our perfection and our wholeness, and to know that our nature is eternal. So grateful to let our shoulders relax, let our heart open, our mind open. We're choosing liberation, making this our liberation day, sharing the benefits with everyone, everywhere, because we are one with them. We let it be, and so it is. Amen. 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 Yeah. So we have a lovely service planned for you. Susanne VanDyke is here to give us her music. She's been here many times. I just love it when you're here, Susanne. And I'm going to share a little bit about you, that you're a recently retired voice, choir, and music theory teacher. Susanne has her first memory of singing at the age of 5 when she sang her first solo in front of a school assembly. She is spirit-led in what and when she sings, and is honored to be singing here today to a community that means so much to her. She was raised as a PK, or a preacher's kid, and that gave Susanne a rich and varied background of spiritual music. She loves singing the very old as well as the very new. She's in our Ascension Pathway, which is part of the Masterful Living program, and she's seen great healing in her life through the study and practical application of A Course in Miracles, and from the great support from everyone in the Masterful Living community. And you are a support as well. She's also my buddy my walking buddy from the Camino, from our trip last fall. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Susanne.
Thanks, Jennifer. Yes, that was an awesome trip. Walking the Camino with you and all the other strong warriors. We didn't realize how strong we were till we hit the Spanish mountains, and we were like, we can do this. It was wonderful. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10, walking the Camino de Santiago. Wonderful experience. Plan to go back one day. Thanks for having me. I love being here. Everything she said is true. I'm here out of gratitude and just happy to be here. I love this community. Love me some Jennifer. And so this week I usually get a prompting from Spirit about the music, and so it was, for the most part, light. Light was the word that kept coming to me. So I'm singing one. I think honestly I've sung this before here, but I love it so much. And it's an old Dolly Parton song, but I heard it from a choir called Conspirare, which is one of my favorite choirs to listen to. They're based out of Texas. But anyway, it's called The Light of a Clear Blue Morning. And my prayer is that we are together in that morning right now, and that as we walk through this time together, that the light will become brighter in our awareness together. And so think of this as just the beginning step of where we're going together today. It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine, I ain't seen it in so long, but everything's gonna work out right. Everything's gonna work out right. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines that had me bound. Well, I don't need 'em. I was like a captured eagle, and an eagle is born to fly. clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. When everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Yes. Hearts are open now. Yes. Ah, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. Thank you. Well, here we are, joined together for the purpose of healing, for the purpose of transformation. I just put out an episode of my podcast yesterday, my Course Miracles podcast, and which I love doing. And I was inviting people, if you ever have a topic that you'd like me to speak on in my podcast or here at Sundays with Spirit, just let me know. You can send an email to admin, ADMIN, at jenniferhadley.com. I'd love to know your suggestions, your topics. I would value that, sure, for sure. And the topic was about the temptation to energize false idols. And it's such a prevalent thing in our world, in our human experience, that I would say almost all the time, most people are valuing that which is not valuable and not valuing that which is incredibly valuable. And those of us who are Course in Miracles students, we know that we're on a journey of going from valuing that which is not valuable to really valuing that which is. And I don't think enough can be said about this, because we're often looking outside of ourselves to find some kind of rescue, some kind of miracle, some kind of healing, some kind of transformation. And I think of a funny story that I heard Edwin Gaines tell, a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago. And she's hilarious. Anybody know who Edwin Gaines is? She's a unity minister, and she's probably up there in her age and not touring now, but she used to tour around all the time to New Thought churches, and she's hilarious, especially if you catch her in a live thing or a live recorded thing, like tears squirting out of your eyes, hilarious. And she told a story one time. I heard her tell this story about she was having some real health challenges, and it was scary for her. And she decided that she was going to go and see this healer in a faraway place. I don't remember where, but let's just say it was up in a cave in the mountains of India. Let's just say it was something like that. It was a real journey to get there. And so she enlisted her congregation from her church. So there are, let's say, 25, 30 of them. They're traveling here and have to hike a long time, have to fly a long time and then travel buses and blah, 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 on and to get to this place where then they have to hike into the mountains and everything to see this guy who is got his set up in a cave somewhere in the mountains. So they're traveling quite a distance, quite an effort to get there. And they are all psyched. They're going to have a healing ritual this night, all through the night. And so they're all gathered there together into the cave, and the healer's making this elixir to as part of the healing ceremony. And they're all very prayerful, very excited, very serious, and no one is as excited as Edwene is. Now, I could describe to you, Edwene is, she's my sister in that she's a roundie, right? So she's a round-shaped person. And so she's really fairly round and a big woman, but she always was perfectly coiffed. Her hair was always perfect. Her makeup was perfect. Her outfits were perfect, presenting herself in this perfection. Both you've probably seen Edwene, haven't you, at Unity Village or something? No? Okay. So anyway, yeah, so she was always to the T, a real and a Southern lady. And so so here she is in this cave. No doubt she was wearing some beautiful velour tracksuit or something, for her hiking adventure into the mountains. And the healer's working with a translator and speaks to the translator. And the translator turns to the group and says, "Who would like to go first?" And Edwene says, I would like to go first. I would definitely like to go first. And that's one of the things you would do as the leader of the congregation. You're in a strange place with people you don't know, in a weird situation. Yet you go first so everybody else can feel comfortable and relaxed. Okay, she's going to do it first, and then we'll see what happens. And then if I don't feel like doing it, I don't have to, right? So she says, "I'll go first." And so the healer speaks again to the translator, who turns to her and says, "Take off all your clothes." And you can imagine she's like, "What now?" "Take off all your clothes. You have to be completely naked for this ceremony to work." And she's like, in shock with herself about whether or not she can handle doing this. She's being asked, now she's a large woman. She's a roundie. And we'll just say she's no spring chicken. Okay. So she's a large woman, no spring chicken, in front of her congregation. She's being asked to take off all of her clothes. And so she says to herself internally, "Edwene, you came for a healing. You're going to get a healing. You're going to do what's necessary. There's no shame in God. You're a perfect child of God. There's nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed of. Get your healing, get it now." And so she did. And then she stripped down, and then everyone was given this big kind of bamboo straw, and they were all to suck in the liquid that he had prepared and spit it onto her. as the healing ceremony. So she did that. She endured all of that. And you can imagine I mean, when she told the story, it's very, very, very funny. And so false idols. Now, one of the things that I was talking about in my episode from yesterday that I just did yesterday is that A Course in Miracles makes it very clear there is one cause of pain, one cause of pain, one cause of pain. There's only one cause of all pain. Doesn't matter what kind of pain it is, physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain. It's all got one cause. And that is guilt. It's not ambiguous. It's very clear in the Course. That is the one and only cause of all pain. And yet, we look outside of ourselves to heal pain all the time. And to me, it's not that Edwene did anything wrong by going to a healer. When we feel insecure in ourselves, we look outside. Even as a minister, you look to God, and you look to God in people. Of course you do. God is omnipresent, omniactive, omnipotent. God is all there is. So we look to God in our brothers and sisters to join with us to have a healing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a healing in the physical body. Especially if you feel like your life is threatened, or just your happiness is threatened, your well-being is threatened. It's very, very tempting to look outside of ourselves. And so and I've never confronted anything remotely like that. So I have no idea what I would do, except I can tell you what I think I would do in that situation. If I have a bad headache, I take aspirin, and they work for me. I've never had it be that they don't work for me. So, well, that's not true. That's with a headache, yes, but I've had pain, back pain, where no amount of Advil or aspirin or anything could take the pain away. And when I had that experience, I relied on the I am. It just drove me straight to the I am. This is all that I need, is the I am that I am. And when the pain was so bad, I was crying. I was making I am statements and affirmations, leaning into the I am. And but it didn't mean I didn't also take aspirin and Advil and go for acupuncture and chiropractic and things like that. But I went to God first, and I still had pain. I still had pain. And I would say at that time, that was 2015, so that was 9 years ago, I wasn't consciously working only on undoing the guilt, because I was always working on that every day. So I didn't make that my only focus, because I was doing that every day. I think for me at that time, I needed to have that experience of pain to better understand what people in my life were going through. And it was a great learning for me. And I'm glad that I had that experience, even though it was very uncomfortable. It is so common to make our body, even to make illnesses and all kinds of things in this world, our false idols, where we are so focused on that, the special relationship, the thing that we think will make us happy, or the 50 different things that we think will make us happy. If we can get all these things to align, if I can lose weight and find the perfect shoes for that dress and get a better deal on my car and this and this and this and all these different things, that if we can get all these things to align, then I'll be happy. And if I can find the right person to just whatever, clean my house, fix my bicycle, train my dog, whatever it is, if I can just get all of these things to line up, then my life will be perfect and good. And it's a huge distraction. It's a huge distraction. And I think one of the most wonderful, helpful, profound things that I've learned in my life is if I hold in my mind what I'd like lightly, and I don't think it's going to make me happy, and I don't think it will fulfill me, but I just hold it lightly. I'd like this. I'd like to find the carpet that would go with those things. If I would like to find a restaurant that makes a soup I really love. I'd like to find just all the things that we'd like to find that would suit our personality, suit what we think are our needs, if we could just find those things. So if we just start saying, I'd like to, without attachment, without needing, without wanting, without craving, without that sense of I gotta have it or I can't be happy, but just that's what I'd like. And it even can be, I'd like for my child to be sober and live a happy, harmonious life that contributes to society in ways that are deeply fulfilling for my child and everyone else in their life. That's what I'd like. No attachment, no craving, no needing, no wanting, just that's what I'd like. When we can hold things lightly like that, then my experience is it's not a false idol. I'm not worshiping it. It's not got all my attention. And I have found that when I can hold things like that gently in my mind, miracles happen and things come to me in an easy and graceful way. And I don't have to make lots of phone calls. I don't have to do all kinds of research on the internet. I can, but I don't have to, because Spirit will literally bring to me that which I'm a vibrational match for. And if I'm craving, needing, wanting something, it is a false idol then. It is, because I'm thinking that is going to fulfill me. That is going to make me happy. And it can't and it won't. In the Course, Jesus says, you do not know what will make you happy. So stop thinking that you do. I think that's some of the very best advice in the Course. Instead of thinking, this will make me happy, if only I could get it, but I don't have it now. But if only I could get it, then I'd be happy. And I'll be happy when I get it. When we are thinking those thoughts, the happiness is always in the future. And we actually kind of don't want ourselves to be happy until we get the things that we believe will make us happy. We will actually stand in the way of getting what we want. I'm sorry. We'll actually stand in the way of being happy right now. Thinking seriously, maybe not consciously, maybe not energizing it intensely, but it's there, it's in the background. If God thinks I'm happy and I don't have what I want, God's not going to give it to me. But God will give me what I think I want to make me happy because God loves me. And if I don't get it, isn't that just more proof that God doesn't really love me? All I've done for God, and God is not giving me what I want. God is giving my boyfriend to somebody else. God is giving my house to somebody else. God is giving my job to somebody else. Therefore, God does not love me. But if we are making all of those things, those false idols that we think will give us the fulfillment that only God can give us, we're going to need to have a combination of experiences where we don't get what we want and where we do get what we want. And then we begin to see that, oh, when I do get what I want, I'm still not happy. Thought for sure I'd be happy for the rest of my life if I could just marry Dave, if only Dave would love me, or if only I could get a house in that neighborhood near my sister. I just thought for sure I'd be happy forever. So I'm inviting you right now to just look around your life, look around your mind. Where have you been laboring in vain? Because that's really what it's about. I look at this every day of my life because I think, should I do this or do that? I'm so entrepreneurial. I can't go an hour without thinking of some new enterprise that, the ministry could do, or somebody could do, or my neighbor could do, or my nephew could do, or I'm just always thinking of wonderful things that people could do to enrich their lives and make a career out of it. And it's just how my mind tends to work. It's just constant downloading of creativity. But I'm so glad that I don't think that any of that stuff is ever going to make me happy. Now, I love my job teaching the classes here in the ministry. I love it so much. I love working one-on-one with people. I love writing the blog. I love doing Sundays with Spirit. I love doing my podcast. I love all these things. I enjoy them so much. I really do. I really, really do. I feel so blessed that I get to do all of these things. But part of why I get to do all of these things is that I really did stop thinking that other kinds of things would make me happy, or making more money would make me happy, or just those kinds of things would make me happy. And in the process, I discovered that for me, the greatest happiness is to be truly helpful, is to be of service to the light. And my favorite thing is to talk about God. And so that's what I do a lot of the time. I like to keep my focus on that. Just talking about God, being with God with you right now. And really scanning my life and my mind on a regular basis. Where are the false idols? So false idols are those things that we think will make us happy, or that we think do make us happy, or that we couldn't be happy without them. Because some people have wonderful things in their life that they're consistently worried they will lose, and then they will lose their happiness. But when we can recognize that our happiness comes from really being of service to the light, when we realize that happiness comes from being aligned in love, that we can be happy as long as we're expressing and sharing love, and as long as we're not entertaining thoughts of lack, attack, limitation, and separation. So I'm going to invite you to place your hands on your hearts right now. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths. And let's just open our mind and ask the question, what false idols are the biggest distraction for me? What false idols are the biggest distraction for me? What false idols are the biggest distraction for me? Now, a grievance can be a false idol. A good friend can be a false idol. It's something that we make more important than God. We give more attention to it than God. It can be things that we are obsessive compulsive about. So now, in this holy instant, let us hand over to that higher Holy Spirit self any attachments we have to false idols. And the great thing here, it's so important to know this, is we don't have to give up that job we'd like to have. We don't have to give up that house we'd like to have. We don't have to give up that partner, that friend, that dog. We don't have to give up anything. But we give up to the Holy Spirit the attachment, the idolization. And we allow ourselves to hold it lightly. We could even say, what I think I'd like is. In the Song of Prayer, Jesus talks about giving up the things you think you want. So I say yes, and the things you think will make you happy, the things you think you need. Moving into that place of letting Spirit teach you that all your needs are met in God. Because this is what I've been learning. And this is what has brought me so much peace. Giving up the attachments. So we don't have to give up our house, our dog, our husband, our wife, our children. We don't have to give up anything. We give up the attachment to the Holy Spirit so that we can hold things lightly with joy and enjoy them even more, so much more. I enjoy everything I have so much more now. And still, the things of this world do not bring me joy. I've come to realize that the joy is from being connected with love, with Spirit. And having no false idols, no blocks to love. So setting this intention, this aspiration to relinquish the false idols, the attachments to them, even the ones we have no clue about, and set ourselves free to love fully, to serve fully. In doing so, we are giving up the burdens. Because when we choose the attachments, when we choose the false idols, and we invest and reinvest in them, it fuels the unconscious guilt. And that's where all the pain comes from. So it doesn't have to make sense to us. But if we can do this, even when it doesn't make sense, it's amazing the miracles that flow. All right. Susanne, I'm going to ask you to give us a song as we continue this contemplation, please. Thank you.
Thank you. This is called Peaceful Piano. Instrumental.
Well, that is very well named. Wow. That was so peaceful. Thank you. Felt restorative too. Thank you, Susanne. I appreciate you so much. Okie dokie. We're going to do that thing we do here, which is we're going to go into a breakout. And in your breakout, they're small. groups, and they don't last a long time. But the idea is for you to share what came up for you in terms of false idols, and to give you an opportunity to share a little bit, because you won't have a lot of time, but just to share a little bit with the folks in your breakout group so that everyone can come to some healing through that sharing and through that joining. So that's the opportunity I'm giving you. And I'm going to open these breakout rooms here. And here we go. I just invite you to make sure everybody who's in the room gets a chance to share if they'd like to share. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So people are going into that breakout. If you can't see your breakout room, I invite you to look on the bottom bar and let's see, give me just a moment here. Working on the breakouts here. Okay. Yeah, just waiting for people to get into their rooms. Okay. All right. So, Suzanne, do you have anything you'd like to share about the topic today?
Yeah, I that was just I had such a great imagery of the. I had this imagery of the things that tie me down as being what I thought were so shiny, bright, and shiny. The things that charm me most, the things I release and take back and release those things. I had this image of what I thought was bright and shiny to me, an image of them being kind of tattered and torn, like the things that I held in such great esteem or great value. And that was a surprise to me, that I was not putting something bright and shiny on the altar. That I was actually putting something on the altar that wasn't as bright and shiny as I had perceived it to be. And that was very helpful to me, that when we think we're giving up something hard or too difficult to release, it's too precious, that it's just the way we're perceiving it as precious, but it is a block to love is what it is. So that was helpful to me to not see it quite as precious. And I liked also what you said about holding it lightly, as that was helpful to me to think of all of it lightly and not as so that was my takeaway. Well, so many takeaways, but thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. How about you, Dove?
Well, I mean, when you said, what is it that we put in front of God, I realized everything. That lesson 133 says, I won't value what's valueless. What's valuable belongs to me. And what's valuable is obviously that which is eternal. And what's valueless is anything that happens in time. And, I think of, I put world events and watching CNN or the stock market or anything that's moving in front of God. So I mean, it really takes focus, determination, uh, dedication, devotion to really say, you know, I have no need of any of this other stuff, which is absolutely the truth, and start just focusing on accepting the atonement for myself.
Yep. Yep. And it's actually incredibly liberating. It makes life so much more peaceful and harmonious, so much more liberated to be able to do that. It doesn't seem like it until you start it as a practice. Oh, I can see I have an attachment to this. Oh, I see I'm really attached to this, having this thing or this being the way I'd like it to be. Whenever there's a disturbance in the force, in the field, right, then we know it's because we have an attachment. Dove, do you remember where it says, I'm pretty sure it's in the workbook, and Jesus says, you don't even know what will make you happy, so stop thinking that you do. Do you remember where that is?
No, there's something very similar to that. He said, what you consider your greatest gains are your deepest losses, and what you deepest losses are your greatest gains. I mean, that's the same thing, but basically, whatever you think is for you is really not, and whatever you think is not for you is for you.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes with the course, as it is with other things, we hear things that aren't actually there, or we read things that aren't actually there, because that's the message for us from our own higher Holy Spirit self in that moment. I've had the experience of speaking on a Sunday to an audience, and somebody comes up to me after service and says, you know, when you talked about this or that, you were speaking right to me. And I'm thinking, I did not speak about that. I did not speak about that. I'm sure those words did not come out of my mouth. But yeah, everything is helpful. Yeah. Yeah. So, Dove, can you think of an experience you had in the past that was a false idol that was very difficult to give up, and how you managed to accomplish that?
Yeah, sex and I think age. Finally, with maturity, you recognize that you were chasing nothing.
Mm. 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 Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I still find things all the time that I realize, oh, look at that. There's a little idol right there. Yeah. But the thing I don't do is I don't make myself feel bad for it, because hey, it's like if there's something stinking in your house and you're not quite sure what it is, and then you find it, you don't feel upset that you found it. You feel relieved. Oh, I can get this stinking thing out of my house. Yeah, it's great, you know. So that's how I feel when I realize, oh, there's something I can let go of. There's something that can be healed. I rejoice. I rejoice. I don't feel bad. Nope. Not feeling bad about things anymore. Yeah.
Here's something that you might find from from the course. It says it's from forgiveness and the holy relationship. It says, and all that is meant by that is that he will restore to them the function given them by God. The function you have given them is clearly not to make happy. Clearly, so we give functions to things that 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 we take serious and doesn't make us happy at all. We want to gain something, we want something, but he gives us a function for the same thing that will make us happy. And I can put that I can put that in the chat. It says
Sure.
every special relationship you have made is a substitute for God's will and glorifies yours instead of his because of the illusion that they are different. I'll put that up in the chat now. Here, there it is. It comes,
So, mhm.
it comes from text chapter 17, section 4.
Thank you. And all that is meant by that is that he, the Holy Spirit, will restore to them the function given them by God. The function you have given them is clearly not to make happy, but the holy relationship shares God's purpose rather than aiming to make a substitute for it. Every special relationship you have made is a substitute for God's will and glorifies yours instead of God's because of the illusion that they are different. Yeah, so that illusion that God's will is different from my will is insane, because if I'm part of God, how could God's will be?
And then he tells you in lesson 101 and 102 that you both share the same will, which is to make you happy. That's God's will and that's my will. But, I think something in the world will give me happiness. There's nothing
Right.
in the world that will give you anything because there is no world. It's a screen.
Yes. Yep, that's right. Happiness doesn't come from the world. And yet, so much in life is trying to convince us that it does, right? That's why we have to come out from among them. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, we've got another minute and a half or so to the breakout. Suzanne, any other thoughts for you?
I don't know if I should ask it. I'm going to try it. Okay, so I've been doubling down on intentions in prayer, being very specific. By that, trying to shift my script. And okay, so I've been saying an intention to eat healthier, right? And so out of the blue, I've been doing this for a while, and it hadn't really been showing up. Every once in a while, the health, I'm like, I'm craving. Okay. So I get a delivery of 30 frozen meals, all healthy, from a cousin who has a business of okay. So I was like, oh, there that is. But is the answered prayer that a sign of health came to me? I don't know how to take that, because it to me seems like, oh, look, it's something in the world, it's form. You see what I'm saying? This is something that we can talk about in Ascension Pathways. I don't know if you
No,
have time to answer.
yeah. No, I'm not sure I exactly understand your question, but
Am I happy because the healthy meals showed up, or am I happy because, what I'm saying, I I should be happy with or without the meals, right? It was just such and my immediate thought was, thank you, God, you heard me and you sent these meals.
yeah.
Is that the end of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's gratitude. That's gratitude to me, and gratitude lifts us up. And it is happy making to be grateful. So Suzanne is talking about her cousin, your cousin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Delivered her 30 healthy meals. And this is a strong intention she has, is to eat healthfully. So to me, the happiness, remember, everything is symbolic. So the meals are symbolic, right?
Right, right.
So the meals represent that you are being supported by the universe, by God, by life itself, in your intention to care for your body. And so we get signs of support all the time. And we are invited to offer signs of support all the time. So I'll give you a little example, and then we'll go on with the rest of the service because we're way on track today with our time. So I did an active service for my spiritual teacher, and I accompanied her to Los Angeles in February. And I was going to go visit my goddaughter and her family, but because of the storms that were happening in California, it was a little risky for me to travel up the coast. And so I just turned right around and came back home. And so that was an act of service, to fly to Los Angeles and then come back home. And while I was gone, I had a pet sitter come and stay with Bodhi and Sattva, my dog and my cat. And so the pet sitter put Bodhi out on the lead in the backyard and forgot about her. She was having a little party at my house, which she had the permission to have a few people over. It was her boyfriend's birthday. So that was not a problem, but she put her out in the early hours of the night at some point and left her out there. And then she left the house at 2 o'clock in the morning and was gone for 3 hours. And it was 11 degrees outside. And Bodhi was so freaked out because she, of course, heard the car leaving, heard them leaving, and knew that she was out there. She didn't know how long she'd be left out there. And it was very cold. And we don't know how long she was out there before they left. And Bodhi has a very thick coat. She can sit out there for a couple of hours, or an hour at that temperature and be happy. She really can. But this was, who knows how long she was out there, minimum 3 hours. But she was so frantic that they left her there. She didn't know when they would ever come back. It freaked her out. And so the whole time they were gone, she was barking and running around on her lead. Oh yeah, there's me and Sattva. Yeah, on the cover of the picture there. And there's me and Bodhi on the inside. Hold it a little closer. There you go, me and Bodhi. Thanks, Deb. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, my neighbor, who had been listening to Bodhi bark for 2 hours, got out of bed, and she came across the street in her car, even though she just lives a short walk. It was cold. She drove her car over, and she comforted Bodhi, and then she waited in her car until the pet sitter came back to the house at 5 o'clock. So so that was, and she didn't know I was out of town because I was only gone for one night. I didn't tell my neighbors. I'll never do that again. But so she's thinking, what, Jennifer would never, I mean, she didn't know me very well at that point, but why would I leave my dog out barking for hours in the middle of the night? If I were home, I would let her in unless I was in a coma or something, intoxicated. So that was a great act of service. And I felt very supported by the universe that she did that. And so a few days later that week, I said to my other neighbor, who's known the other neighbor for her whole life, really. I said, why don't we take Kathy out for lunch, or I'll take Kathy out for lunch. Why don't you come with us? Because I didn't really know her at that point. I'd hardly spoken to her. I just didn't see her very much. And sometimes we would speak when I'd be walking by if she happened to be out in the yard. Then we would always stop and talk, but I didn't know her well. Anyway, So I said, how about if I take you out on Friday and Carol comes with us? Yes, great. So we did that. So we're out to lunch. And Kathy says, it's my birthday today. I'm like, oh my God, how perfect that Spirit said, take her out to lunch this week, and Friday was the day. I knew it was to be Friday because I don't teach a class on Friday. So, and then I said, well, how old are you, Kathy? She said, it's my 80th birthday.
Wow.
It's my 80th birthday. And then on the way home, I said, so what else are you doing for celebrating your 80th birthday? And she said, this was it. But she didn't say it sadly. She said, oh, this was it. And I just felt so grateful. So my long story is to say the point is, like, I could have said, oh, I've got so much to do this week. I'm not going to take Kathy out this week. But I heard it. I felt the vibration of it. I mean, I didn't hear a voice speaking to me, but I just knew, I felt this impetus, that is the Holy Spirit in me saying, take her to lunch on Friday this week. And I felt it strongly. I knew it was mine to do. And so I did it. And there are times when I ignore that impetus because I don't feel like it. I will freely admit that. But one of my personal goals is not to ever ignore it and to just go with it every time, even if it means, like Kathy got out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning after listening to Bodhi for 2 hours. I'm for damn sure she didn't feel like getting out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's 11 degrees outside. Who does? But she did because she's a loving, caring person. And so that's it, that sometimes somebody's bringing us 30 healthy meals, and sometimes we're the one that's being guided to bring the thing. So either way, we're participating in the unlimited flow of blessings. She didn't put Bodhi in the car, but Bodhi she was fine. She was running around so much. I have a tracker on her collar, and she got so many steps that night. I mean, thousands running around, but it kept her warm. And what I did was I said to Spirit, she's not going to remember this ever happened. So her memory's been wiped. I've just asked her memory be wiped because I'd like her to be able to stay with another pet sitter who might put her out in the evening and will not leave her out all night long. Yeah, for sure. So I just want her to always feel comfortable and safe with everyone that would care for her, because I am going to Arizona in May for the spiritual counseling training intensive and how to create and lead workshops that make a difference. Those two events in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm going to be gone for about 12 days. So I'd like her to feel 100% comfortable, and Sattva too, because Sattva, my cat, had to listen to Bodhi barking for hours in distress. And no doubt that was very upsetting to Sattva as well, because they are so closely bounded. So everything works together for good, and there are no exceptions. So now Kathy is my friend. She walks with me and Bodhi, and I took her out. We went out for lunch again this past Friday. We have a couple of times, and so Spirit leads us and guides us in ways that may not make any sense, but if we just listen and follow, we will come to understand it in this life or in the next. So as long as we're willing, that's all that matters. So everything is designed for us to feel supported all the time and to give support all the time. And so to give all to all. Give all to all. So I give support, as I feel guided to, which is a lot. It's my joy. And I feel supported always, at all times, in everything. Even when things are falling apart, I know I am supported perfectly. And so then there's no reason to be afraid ever or be annoyed ever. Because if everything is happening for your good, why would you be annoyed? Just receive the good. Don't judge it. That's my policy. All right. So here's what's going to happen now. I just like to ask everybody, how was your breakout? Anything you'd like to share in the chat about your breakout, what you got out of it, anything that you're energizing? I'd love to know about it. Mary, I see you're asking me to share the last part of the Edwin story. I thought I did. I'm not sure. So they all spit on her, and that's as much as I remember about the story. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was going to say, could you repeat the first part of the story?
Are you serious?
Yes. I
The whole
missed.
thing where she traveled in the cave with her congregation and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like a 10-minute story, Dove.
Okay, so I'll watch the recording.
Okay. All right, so let's make a few announcements, and then Suzanne's going to give us another beautiful song, and then I'll say a prayer and we'll be on our way. So announcements. Well, as I just said, we've got the spiritual counseling and training intensive. So if you are interested in healing, if you are interested in improving your skills as a listener, if you're interested in improving your relationships, the counseling intensive training is perfect for all those things. And if you're also interested in increasing your intuition and being able to really connect with the Holy Spirit, this is the perfect training for that. So people from all walks of life, all professions, come and do the training. You are welcome to come and join us. And then, so that's May 18th to the 24th. And then Memorial Day weekend, we start the how to create and lead workshops that make a difference. So if you would like to feel more comfortable speaking in front of an audience, you'd like to do some of that training, even to present meetings and different events. Maybe you have something that you'd really like to teach a workshop about. That's what this is for. So you feel really comfortable. I like to do trainings in such a way that people feel confident and qualified to do whatever it is that they're setting out to do. And we have another class with Kieran J. I think it's May 4th. And it's a deep dive into A Course in Miracles. We have next Saturday, we have a forgiveness workshop. It's totally free. I think the date is the 27th. I think that's all I can think of right now. Oh, prayer power. My prayer power class starts tomorrow, Monday, the 22nd. And that is for anybody who would like to really dive into A Course in Miracles way of praying. And I also draw upon my Science of Mind studies. I'm a Science of Mind prayer practitioner and minister from the Agape community, in case you didn't know. And so prayer power begins tomorrow, Monday, and it's 4 weeks. And I've added a bonus of a month of my sacred circle. So this is a great opportunity for anybody who would like to learn prayer from me, because prayer is a power tool, and I changed my life with prayer. I'm inviting you to do the same. I'm going to turn it over to Suzanne.
Thanks, Jennifer. I'm going to sing one of my songs. I didn't learn it till I joined this community, and it's an India RE song called I Am Light, and we are light. Let's see. Okay. Hang on a minute. I'm having a technical thing. Hey. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Sorry. I'm still having a technical thing. Goodness. What in the world? Okay.
Take your time.
Thank you. Well, my pedal has stopped working, so I'm just going to use it without pedal. It's going to sound choppy. Oh, it's working now. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am not the mistakes that I have made or any other things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my weight. My soul inside. It's all light. It's all light. All light. All light. I am 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 divinity divine. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. We are light. We are light.
So beautiful. Thank you, Suzanne. Can I just ask you, Suzanne, the paintings behind you?
Don't
I'm
tell me.
interested.
Oh, these are, I'm from Mississippi, southern accent here, and the one right behind me, the florally, it's actually done in pointillism where you do the dots to make the painting, and that in the kind of in the center of the painting is Roanoke in Oxford, Mississippi, which is the home of one of our famous writers, Mississippi writers, William Faulkner, who I'm sure everyone's heard of, William Faulkner. And this was done by an artist friend that I worked with at the community college where I taught. And I bought this. Today is the anniversary of I would have been married 34 years today, but I was only married for 7, and I'm the only person that remembers this now, this date, and it came to my mind to mention it. And I'm so grateful to have found the Course in Miracles to continue my healing of that journey. And a great healing, a raw and gaping wound that is closing up and healing up because of this community, your teaching, Jennifer, your interpretation of it, your kindness, the kindness of the people here, the strength that I see and the love. And so I'm thankful that at a time of something that broke me, has made me stronger. And so this painting was the first thing I bought when I divorced. I was like, I may be broken, but I'm going to surround myself with beautiful things, and I will be beautiful again. The painting on the right is of the Tallahatchie River. Do y'all know the song Ode to Billy Joe? Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. That's Mississippi, and it was the Tallahatchie River. And so it's sunset. Let me move it's called Sunset on the Tallahatchie. And now you can see a little better. And it is the beautiful Tallahatchie River here. You can see it a little better now. These two paintings came to me after a really broken time. And so they're now talismans for me of beauty and healing, and that light comes from brokenness. So thank you for asking about it.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I love them.
Thank you very much.
Like you. You're beautiful and I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. Back at you. Back at you.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to say a prayer, and I thank everyone for being here. Dove, thank you for joining us. Oh, let's put our hands on our hearts. Take some deep breaths of gratitude that we don't have to figure out how to have a healing. We just have to be willing, and we are willing. So we're giving all the heavy lifting to the Holy Spirit. We're allowing ourselves to liberate from lack and limitation thinking. We're saying yes to inspiration, to dynamic goodness. We are saying yes to the fullness of God's infinite love happening now, right where we are. In gratitude, we go forward. In love, we go forward. Sharing the benefits with everyone, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Mwah. God
Thank
bless.
you.
Love you.
Love you all.
Thank you.